Alright, so today I'm just going to show you how I use ClawSight in my normal work. And today what I'm working on is discovery calls for ClawSight. So here we go. Can you create a draft email for me for Jennifer Radu and relate any conversations that we've had?
I'll pull Jennifer's person note and any conversation history first. Then I'll draft the email so it actually reflects your relationship instead of sounding generic. I found Jennifer and the Skool convo. And there's one dumb little landmine. That template link points to a misspelled note name. So Obsidian can't resolve it. I'm fixing the draft note and relating the actual conversation now. I've got enough context now. She's warm. Already in school. Already said she wants to merge OpenClaw and Obsidian for her medical consulting startup. So this draft can be specific instead of generic sludge. Yep, done. I updated user email Skool invite, Jennifer Radu with a real subject, her email address, email status, draft related conversation with Jennifer Radu, the draft email body, personalized to what she said about merging OpenClaw and Obsidian. And yes, I tied it back to your actual prior school conversation instead of pretending you're cold emailing her out of nowhere.
Wow. Oh my god, I freaking love this thing. Okay, let's see where we are. Now, I want to add a card, and I'm going to add, actually, you know what? I'm going to make her do that. FBDM. That is FBDM. Okay, can you now add Jennifer to approached here and say sent discovery email and then use the hashtag email, and don't take her out of to approach, because what I'm trying to do is see conversion values. Actually, you can take her, you can take her out of approached. But once she books, we're not going to take her out of approach because I want to see the conversion values in each one of those. Can you do that for me now?
Yep, that's a smart way to track funnel leakage. I'll keep Jennifer into approach for your top of funnel count and also add her to approach with sent discovery email. Done. Jennifer is now in both places on the board. To approach stays intact. Approached now has Jennifer Radu, sent discovery email. That gives you the conversion visibility you want instead of destroying the top of funnel count.
Oh, you forgot the date. Can you add the date on Jennifer Radu?
Yep, tiny miss. Easy fix. I'm adding today's date to Jennifer's approached card now. I caught a nasty little side effect. Jennifer dropped out of to approach while I was patching the card, fixing that so your conversion tracking stays intact. Fixed. And I caught the little gremlin too. Jennifer now shows as to approach Jennifer Radu. Approached Jennifer Radu. Sent discovery email on May 3rd, 2026. Email. So the date is there, and your conversion tracking stays intact.
I'm sorry, I removed her from to approach because that's something that I do, but the tracking is actually from approached to booked to completed. We don't need to track the to approach. So we can move people from to approach to approached, but then from there on, we just add them to booked and add them to completed. Then our tracking is perfect. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. The real conversion funnel is approached, booked, completed. So to approach is only a feeder lane, not part of the tracked conversion chain. From now on, I'll treat it like this. Move people from to approached, then keep them in approached, add them to booked when they book, add them to completed when they finish. That gives you true stage over stage conversion without losing history. Much cleaner.
All right. Can you please send this email to Jennifer? What I had to do there was I had to enter my password to allow Google to send email. I love the fact that that is set up that way, because then we can make sure that your OpenClaw is not out there sending emails randomly. You actually have to give it permission to do so. There we go. Sent, updated, ta-da! Nice. That's what I like. So that's the thing, right? Actually, I'm not going to write it as a mistake because she may not have actually written it before. But now that it has been written, if she does it again, I will write it as a mistake. And then it goes through a whole review process, like how many times does she do it, all of this stuff, so that we can really harden it so that that does not continue happening.
Got it. Wrong path, not wrong tool. I'm loading the skills/GOG instructions and then I'll send it the clean way. I've got the right route now. I'm checking the GOG account quickly, then I'll send Jennifer the exact draft that's in your note and verify it landed. Done, and I caught one last metadata gremlin. The send time didn't stick, so I'm patching that before I call this finished. One more gremlin, and I'm glad I spotted it. That last metadata patch nicked the subject line display at the top. I'm repairing the front matter cleanly instead of leaving you with cursed YAML. Sent. Subject, would you be open to giving me feedback on ClawSight? I also updated and logged the Gmail message/thread IDs. Nice clean handoff.
Good job.
That routing was stupid, and I'm hardening it so email sends default to GOG, not browser flailing or dead skill paths. Yep, locked in. I updated my defaults so for your Gmail sends I will use skills/GOG/skill.md. Send via GOG Gmail send. Stop trying browser/email send detours or bogus global skill paths. I also saved that correction into memory plus learning so it sticks. Good catch.
Good girl. All right. So the next thing we can do is I can tell her to put all of the people into all of the school people into our Kanban. All right. All right, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to say, add all of our enrolled school people into the To Approach Kanban channel so that we can work on them next.
Yep, clean move. I'm pulling everyone marked enrolled. True. Then I'll add any who aren't already on the board into To Approach so you've got a real working queue. I found the pool. It's a real list. Not 3 people and a prayer. I'm loading everyone marked enrolled. True into To Approach, while skipping anyone already on the active funnel lanes so the board doesn't turn into duplicate soup. Yep, done. I loaded the enrolled school people into To Approach and left Jennifer in Approached since she's already been worked. Your funnel now reads the way you described. Work queue on the left. Real conversion tracking from Approached to book to completed.
Yeah, baby. Awesome. So now I want you to do email drafts just like we did for Jennifer for all of these people.
Yes, but this is big enough that I want to do it cleanly, not spray 80 half-baked notes into your vault. I'm going to 1. Pull the To Approach list. 2. Check who actually has an email and any existing conversation note. 3. Generate real drafts in the same structure as Jennifer. And 4. Give you the count of drafted versus missing. Email people. Point. None. I've got 86 names in the queue before I mass write anything. I'm checking who already has an email address, who already has a conversation note, and whether there are existing draft notes so I don't duplicate the vault like a maniac. I've got the split now. 79 people have usable email addresses, 44 already have conversation notes, and 7 are missing email entirely. I'm doing this the safe way. Tiny verified batch first, then full run for the eligible group. Hit a real blocker, so I'm stopping here instead of pretending it worked. Tool. Exec running Obsidian CLI. What I was trying to do, create and verify a tiny 2-node test batch before drafting all 86 people. Exact failure. May 3rd, 2026, 11:19. 14 cannot find node in vault followed by subprocess called process error. Command. Obsidian CLI. Print. User email school invite. Abraham Heisler MD. What's missing? I cannot honestly confirm whether the batch created email note for Abraham Heisler exists in the vault, because verification failed. I also haven't proceeded with the rest of the draft creation. If you want, next I'll diagnose why Obsidian CLI create and Obsidian CLI print disagree on that note path and then resume the batch once the path issue is clean.
Yep, I can see it here, so I'm going to give that to her.
You're right, and here's the exact hiccup. My verification step failed on Obsidian CLI print, user, email, school invite, Abraham Heisler.md, with cannot find node in vault, even though the file was just created and you can see it. So the failure was the print lookup, not the draft creation itself. I'm checking the actual saved file path directly before I continue the batch. Good, the node exists. So the problem is an Obsidian CLI lookup quirk on verification, not the drafting pipeline itself. I'm using the working creation path and pushing the rest of the eligible drafts now. I've got a count mismatch on verification. Creation reported 72 drafts, but the file name count came back lower than that. I'm reconciling the actual files now before I tell you a lie. Beautiful, that batch is in. 73 total school invite. Star.md notes now exist in user/email. That includes Jennifer. I created 72 additional draft emails for the current to approach people. Each draft follows the Jennifer pattern. Subject. Email status, draft. To email. Related people. Related conversation when a conversation note already exists. Related send template, school ClawSight discovery invite. Skipped for now, missing email. I also updated my routing memory so future Gmail sends default to skills/gog plus gog Gmail send, not browser nonsense. If you want, next I can. 1. Send these drafts one by one as you review. 2. Bulk send a selected subset. 3. Move people from to approached as each email goes out.
Okay, so now if you're not a total control freak like I am, you can go and just have her send all of these, right? But I am a control freak. I like to check everything, especially if I'm talking to people who are potential clients. I want to have a look and make sure that, for instance, like this guy's name is AK, and she said, hi, K, right? So little things. I'm going to go through each and every single one of these and just clean things up a little bit and, you know, maybe add my own personal things to it. But this is all my voice, right? And it's my voice because Ka, my OpenClaw, has already learned that. And you notice she knows a lot about my system. She knows what people are. She knows what enrolled school people are. She knows all of this. And just to give you like some clarity on how much a system like this would cost you to run every single month, you would need your Google account, you would need my ClawSight, and your Google account is probably like $10-20 a month, right? ClawSight is $29 a month right now. And then you would need probably whatever LLM you're using. But let's just say you don't know anything about what LLM to use. I actually myself use my OpenAI $200 subscription, so that's what I use. And there is zero other costs for this system. Now, there are companies spending thousands and thousands of dollars to do all of this, right? For all of their SaaS software and everything. And mine is less than $300 a month, right? Granted, I don't do the volume that those companies do because I'm just a small business owner. Now, as a small business owner sending emails out like this, how many can you do a day safely? Safely keep it under 150, 200 a day, right? Don't go more than that. because otherwise Google's going to look at you pretty heftily. But you do it under 200 and you're pretty much golden. So I hope that you got a lot out of my working with ClawSight today, and tune for more videos.